Bob, the big question coming out of the first game is, how much time did you spend on 3rd and 16 during camp? Because really the execution on that last drive I thought was, especially for a season opener, really strong.
Yeah, we do work a lot on third downs, and in camp we work on those third and longer ones, not only for our offense, but you go back to the Lehigh game last year and how many 3rd and 15 and 18s did they convert, and we didn't play our coverage as well as we could have. So we put some extra emphasis on those, but those were just tremendous protection. The throws were exact, and the receivers came up with some big catches.
I mean, we talked about these receivers in the preseason, but now we actually, saw them in action on Saturday. We saw Jesper, last year. He obviously took a nice progression, but Carlson, Argue, Tiger Besh. I mean, you believed in this group of kind of weapons for Chad, but in game one they came up and made plays.
Yeah, no, those guys have been working really hard, and it's always fulfilling to see development in your players. We put an emphasis on that, and we've seen these guys mature and learn how to practice the right way, be more detailed, and to see them and all that hard work go into a positive performance was really exciting for those guys.
You made the decision to put a freshman at your cornerback position to start in C.J. Wall. He pays you off as the Ivy League, co-rookie of the week, fumble recovery, interception that ices the game. Overall, what did you think of his game? And you had a couple of young guys who got some significant time in the backfield.
Yeah, this is by and large a junior-senior league if you want to be good, but every year there's young guys who have the maturity and the talent to be able to handle playing a lot of snaps. And we've had a lot of competition through the preseason for a number of positions. We thought CJ really came on down the stretch, and he really played well. That's a tremendous offense in San Diego, and
quarterback was on target. I mean, he could throw the ball.
Yeah, he's on time with the throws, and their receiving game is really good.
When you look at the play of the front, you know what you're getting out of Haluba, but you had some guys that, especially when you lose somebody like Schlossberg, I mean, guys that are going to go in and then obviously strain left during the game. Your depth is being tested, but did you like kind of the production you got from some of those younger guys?
Yeah, we've worked really hard in camp to develop depth. We do that at all positions, but specifically the D-line. And it's really hard to be successful late in the game or get pass rush when you need it if guys are playing 70 snaps. And so we've tried really hard to build our depth and give guys roles where we think they can be successful, and they're really coming along. And it's going to be a week to week. This is the style of offense we're going to see, and how we utilize those guys.
First road game this weekend. You go to Lafayette, night game. A Leopards team that, frankly, the position they're in. That new coach, you're building a new culture. You're looking for that first win. But there's some guys on that team that really gave you a tough game last week, and will be fired up. Good receivers, tough, 3 or 4 of their top tacklers from that game last year are back. What are you seeing from film that maybe isn't showing in their record? Yeah,
well, the first 2 games they were in dogfights, and they were one play type games until really the end of the game. And we saw, and anybody who was at the Lafayette game last year, we didn't cover them. And when we did, they made catches. They have receivers who go get the ball. They are very exciting with the ball in their hands. They threw it, they have receivers who returned 319 yards passing against us. And it wasn't like it was, empty yards at the end of the game. We didn't stop them, and we didn't stop them throughout the game. Defensively, they're littered with juniors and seniors throughout, both sides of the ball. They have a deep defensive line. We struggled last year. Other than some great runs by Joe Radigan, we didn't execute very well, but a lot of the credit goes to them. And I said that after the game. They out-physicaled us. They're a strong team. They got some cover guys. Their corner, Parham, is one of the best we'll see. If he's not the best, he's one of the best we'll see all year. He's averaging a pick a game, and they have some talented players that when you play Monmouth and Sacred Heart the way they played them, two teams that are likely to either win or be in that top two for their conferences, that's a talented team they have.
It'll be a nice story this week, your relationship with John Garrett in his first year now with Lafayette. For you, you're going up on Saturday to win a football game, but will it be weird seeing him on the other sideline, seeing him in different colors, and you're going out there to try to beat his team?
Yeah, no, we've coached against each other before when he was with Dallas and I'm with Cincinnati, and you get a chance to catch up on your families and have a little discussion before the game. But like anything else, as the game's going on, you're not looking over to the other bench. And, the game ends, I know we'll exchange pleasantries and, we'll be able to communicate a little more week to week about how our teams are doing and everything else. But, the one thing that's a disciplined, well-coached ball club, and, he is as good a coach as I've ever been around.